My name is Rúnar. I work at a company called Unison Computing. We are based in Boston. And I'm also one of the authors of the Red Book, Functional Programming in Scala. We are building a programming language called Unison. And the coolest thing about it is that we can make it very easy to build highly distributed systems, and it should be as easy to build, a large elastic computation as it is to program a single computer. Oh, definitely the programming one. I'm a programming languages guy, and so I'm most interested in the programming languages track. I'm a big functional programming evangelist, and so I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I talk about category theory, and I talk about functional programming and how it's awesome. And so, best practice, think about functional programming, and write compositional software. I'm sort of hoping to learn sort of the peopleware side of things. I think that's a skill that we nerds often kind of overlook. It's like how to interact with people, how to build systems of people, and how to build an operation effectively. Well, so Scala has profoundly changed my life. I was doing enterprise Java, before, and my co-author on the book, Paul Trezano, called me up, and we were doing dabbling in Scala, and he called me up and said, "I'm doing purely functional programming full time in Scala in Boston," and I was like, "All right, let me sell my house. I'm just going to move to Boston and do this for real." And we wrote this book together, and it was very well received, and people enjoyed it. And I think we wrote a pretty good intro to functional programming. And I traveled the world talking about Scala and talking about functional programming. So it's definitely just turned my life into a completely different thing. And then how will functional programming change the world for the better? I think compositional software is super important. I think that writing software is going to be more and more important in the future, and it's going to be as fundamental a skill as just reading. And so writing software that is compositional and can predictably compose with other software that we write later, and maybe millennia in the future, I think is just going to be super important. And also just for people to everybody's going to learn how to write software, I think, and it's going to be functional. Yes, there are lots of great people here. My favorite thing about this conference is just coming and meeting old friends from the Scala community, functional programming community in general, and meeting new friends as well.